Ten Hag has been slated by one of the legendaries of the game I've gonna hate to know, and Hannibal contract extension has been really hinted about, plus the return of Harry Maguire and Mason Mount. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Welcome back from our Saturday win. Hope you enjoyed it and it went down well on you. Not so? You guys wanted this and we also wanted this and we finally got it and we find ourselves really arriving home. Now, it's a Monday and it's obviously one of those days that most people who are really employed don't want to obviously see come to happening because they have to wake up early in the morning to go and work. But nevertheless, continue to work because the more you work hard, the more your bosses might get excited and obviously see some appraisals coming in from their side. Now, we thank God for the gift of life and we keep on calling for him to obviously protect us and show us the right way. Not so? Now, after the game we played against Burnley, there is a game we are playing tomorrow in the Carabao Cup against Crystal Palace. I'm obviously coming up with the match preview next onto this channel. Now, Arturo Vidal, you know him very well. He plays for Uruguay, I know that very well, and he has finally reacted onto one of the oldest stories that we've ever gonna hate to see, that Ten Hag is the boss at the club of Manchester United when he threw Ronaldo Cristiano under the bus. He said, that coach came in at Man United badly. How are you going to take out Ronaldo? That's how these guys are. He was the scorer and takes him out. The bold guys are very complicated. Now, Arturo Vidal, I don't know whether you're a student of the game or not, but you've all known that for any coach to be successful, he has to be having the entire team under his grip or control. Now, if Ronaldo was not willing to dance to the tunes of Erik ten Hag, what did you expect Erik ten Hag to do? Obviously, throw him under the bus. That was the only solution left. And I don't want to see Arturo Vidal acting like a nuisance in this because he also knows what the qualities and high standards these clubs are about. Arturo Vidal, having been a player who played for Inter Milan, he played for Barcelona, which other team is it? Juventus. He played for some huge teams, by the way, and he comes out and puts out a statement that came out on a bad note. He never came out on a bad note. He just did what elite club or elite management calls for. If the player cannot meet your demands, then you throw him under the bus. And secondly, it was not Erik ten Hag that obviously threw Ronaldo under the bus. No way. It was Ronaldo who felt like was not appreciated enough and really threw in the towel and went to Saudi Arabia. Now, of the two, who did the worst? You know, Ronaldo being told to come on when the game was left with 5 minutes against Spurs and walks from the dugout to the tunnel. That was one. Two, he goes on to hold an interview on media TV. So, who of the two did worse? Every time Ten Hag was asked about Ronaldo in the press conferences, he came out and defended Ronaldo. He referred to him as a world-class player and one of the players that he needs to work with. Now, what did Ronaldo say? Ten Hag disrespects me and I don't give him respect too. So, Arturo Vidal, respect is given to you highly, but on matters concerning Ronaldo and Ten Hag got it right because player power had to be obviously given its cap under this era, and this is going to hate to be extended to all players at the club of Manchester United. Marcus Rashford, when he came in through to the pre-match prep, 15 seconds late, he was benched and never started. Which other player? David De Gea was shown the exit door. Harry Maguire was dethroned of the captaincy of Manchester United. Jadon Sancho, having gone into the public and slated the manager, Jadon Sancho has been suspended until puts out an apology. That is it. Now, if it was really selective, would have gone ahead to say Ten Hag is really a manager who favors other players or not. For Anthony, when he did that 360 spin, right, and Paul Scholes referred to him as a one-trick pony, Ten Hag put him out for like 2 games because that's not what he calls for. So Ten Hag is going to hate to treat everyone equally, and no player is going to hate to be really favored by the club of Manchester United. So when Arturo Vidal is talking about this, he's talking about a Cristiano Ronaldo who couldn't press as the manager wanted. He's talking about a Ronaldo who couldn't really bring up the game to the levels that we wanted it to be on. And now he's trying to throw defense in for him. That is really very ugly of Arturo Vidal, that he's not objective. If you are objective, you get to know that a club like Manchester United needed what we call a reset. And that reset was masterminded by Erik Ten Hag, and he has gone ahead to win the hearts of many. That is it. You know, these people who really don't believe in Ten Hag have been waiting for a moment to see to it that Ten Hag starts losing games like this season. You know, in the first 7 games, has gone ahead to win 3 and lost 3. That's why you saw to it that the game over the weekend against Burnley was really very crucial, because if we lost it, guys, you wouldn't have even believed the stories that would have gone ahead to obviously be in the media, right? Right now that we won, no one has gone ahead to put out a story that there is unrest in the dressing room of Manchester United. You know, it shows you that that was a farce. It was a farce being put up to pile more pressure to Erik Ten Hag, that he loses out on his mind and obviously doesn't focus on the game. But thankfully, Ten Hag is a master of his own craft. He went ahead to really get it well, and we really went ahead to win. But for Ronaldo, Ten Hag got it right. Ronaldo needed to be kicked out of the club because he was earning a lot of money, and however much he was doing some good business for the club, I don't believe that he was the future. The future is Rasmus Højlund. Hope you are now happy with a striker like Rasmus Højlund playing with the club of Manchester United. Now, let's go to another story coming in through from Samuel Lucas, that Man United expected to activate a 1-year option on Hannibal's contract until 2025. United don't regard his future as an urgent issue due to the maximum expiry date of his deal. The club plan to progress with discussions over a renewal in the near future. And this is Hannibal, who came through and has put in a very huge performance. And I think he has gone ahead to obviously shows his capabilities. And, you know, you might rise fast, but someone who comes out last might get the best laugh out of it. Now, hope all of you know Avinga, right? Avinga was in the same club with Hannibal. That is it. And United chose Hannibal over Avinga when he was being brought in the academy of Manchester United from France. And I want to know that team where Hannibal was when United obviously got him from. All right. He was in Monaco, and that's where he was. So United brought him in, and he started to do in lots of things. He came to Man United in the youth career in 2019. Every manager that came to that club, Man United, was convinced with the abilities of Hannibal. That is it. But there is one thing that obviously really didn't work well for him at the club of Manchester United. We all know it, and it was all about him not being able to get into the starting 11 of the club of Manchester United. But his loan spell to Birmingham made him look good, and I think most of you have gone ahead to like what he really has to put on the table. And in the game of Burnley, he was really exquisite. That he put out performances that no midfielder in the Premier League is going to hate to put up. And this has been reported to us by Statesman Dave, and I think you're almost going to be excited about it. He says, Hannibal Mejabri has completed 90.3% of his passes in the Premier League this season. The best pass accuracy of any attacking midfielder in the competition. Exactly what Ten Hag needs at 10. Now, when you read that, you obviously get to know how good this player has become. And I know he's better than Camavinga, but Camavinga was just given a chance to obviously thrive when he stayed in France and started to play at the age of 16 in the team where he was. So, however much things really have gone ahead to take long to work out for Hannibal, but patience pains but pays. The injury problem, the injury crisis at Manchester United has given Hannibal one chance, all two chances, and has gone ahead to give it a shot. And the tries have all gone ahead to work out. In the game of Brighton, he came on through and scored the only goal that we got. It was a consolation in a 3-1 loss to Brighton. He never played any minute in the game by Bayern Munich, and the manager starts him in the game of Burnley, and he performs at a high level. His intensity is really ridiculous, and we all know what it brings on the table. And United are going to have to make a decision that they're just going to trigger the 1-year contract, the 1 year he still has on his contract, to tie him to the club until 2025. This is being done in a good heart, that when you offer him a new contract right now and increase his wages, you might really cut down his urge and hunger to operate at the club of Manchester United. Now, to keep him wanting to work hard and obviously give you the best as a club, what you have to do is simple. You just have to get this player, just trigger that 1-year contract, and show him that if you really perform better, you are going to obviously get an improved contract. That is it. So, United is on to it, but I think 2025 is not far off. It's better to obviously give him that extension and see how he performs throughout the season. If he performs better, then we really give him a new contract towards the end of the season. That is it. An improved contract. That's what I'm really talking about. Then, Mason Mount and Harry Maguire are said to be available for tomorrow's game against Crystal Palace. We all know that tomorrow we are playing Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup, and we are going to defend it because we are the defending champions of the Carabao Cup. Now, this game comes into a very good time, and I'm going to come out and obviously do what we call a very huge match preview in the next 2-3 hours to come about this fixture, on who is starting and who is not starting. We all anticipate that we are going to find ourselves in a situation of giving out players like Garnacho a start, Anton Martial a start, Amrabat debut, right, and very many others. So I really anticipate the best out of that game, because the players are now going to be showing the manager that I'm at the level to come through and perform, to take you to the levels where we want us to be. We anticipate that maybe a double pivot of Casemiro and Amrabat might be given a chance to operate at a little bit, and then we see how things are going obviously to pan out into that game. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Tell me thoughts about Ten Hag slated by Arturo Vidal, that he came in on a bad note. Hannibal triggering the 1 year on his contract until 2025. You support that, or you call in for him being given an improved contract and obviously tie him on more years. And lastly, Harry Maguire and Mason Mount returning. What do you make about that? Rokan David is my name. We sign out. See you later as we cover all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. The Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Lau Fikum. I'm out, my mates.